Yo, I've been ghosting you cause I'm working. Like, what do you really expect? Money obsessed, cute and sweet, okay, I love how you dress. Man of your talk, give me respect. It's hurting you cause I got the effect.
Right then guys, today I want to show you step by step exactly how you can break into one of the highest competition niches on Etsy, but do it the right way. There is still so much money to be made in this space on Etsy, and it is insanely safe to sell in. So we're going to go over what tools we can do to find products in this niche. We're going to go over sourcing those products. We're going to go over making the listings for those products, and we're going to talk about scaling it up. So for this, we're going to start our journey on Etsy. Now, just to give you a little bit of an insight here, when it comes to research, I like all of my research to be hard facts. It needs to be 100% truth, which is why I use Etsy as the starting route and the end point. Okay, so we're going to use two different tools in this video for product research. Now, the first one is going to be Everbee, and the second one is going to be this product research tool that I have actually built out for Diamond members inside of Etsy Mafia. So if you want to get in on this tool, you need to join Diamond and you will get access to that. So the link for that is in the description. But let's look into Everbee and Etsy. So we're here, we're on the home page, and what I typically do is I see what is being pushed at the top here, then I'll have a little scroll down. See, I'm on an account, so it's not getting, fresh info. But what I would do is I would look to see what categories are being pushed down here. But because we can't find that, we're going to come into categories, and then we're going to go to home and living. And we're going to see there's home decor, but we see some other sub niches too. So for, video's sake, we're just going to go into home decor here. And then what we see here now is some sub niches inside of home decor. So we're in the home and living, that's the niche. Home decor is a sub niche. And then if we were to click, clocks, let's say, that would be then another sub niche. So we're in a niche, we're sub niche down, we're sub niche down. And that is like what we're looking for. So when we want to get into a niche, we don't want to be in home and living. We wouldn't be fighting for home and living keywords. We wouldn't necessarily be fighting for home decor keywords, but we definitely would be wanting to look into clocks. So what we're going to do here is copy the keyword of clocks. You don't really need to do that, right? Everyone can spell clocks. Put it into our product analytics on Everbee and give that a search. And we're going to play around with some of the filters here. Now, we like new stores. So I want the listing age to be a max of 6 with a store age with a max of 8. So that says this listing is no more than 6 months old. This store is no more than 8 months old. Okay. And so this one is doing 3K a month rev at 125. Now these are pretty high ticket items here, right? 220 Porsche GT. 3RS, that's pretty cool. And then we can come in, we can view it on Etsy. 11 views in the past 24 hours. It is by a star seller. Free delivery, boom, boom, boom. But what I'm doing is a little bit of a scan to find some keywords. Okay, I want a better keyword search than just clocks. And, I may dive into clocks and realize this isn't really where I want to spend my time. That's fine. There's no point you going into a journey in a keyword and just because you started it, getting like consumed and feeling the need to have to stay in that niche, right? So we've got one here sent from Turkey. 8 days is that delivery. 5 months, 59 sales. And what we'll do here is we'll do /sold. So here we are seeing what listings are recently selling. So it is this one. It's mainly selling in green, but orange and brown is coming through too. So I use search goods on AliExpress by this image. They're selling it for 92 euros. Vintage clock. Okay, that's a good search term to stick in. So we're having a hard time finding this. Maybe the case here is this guy actually makes this clock. Okay, now that can always happen. If you are having a hard time sourcing it on AliExpress, maybe it's just not coming up and you believe it is being drop shipped, that's when I would get on suppliermafia.com. Now this is my website. I built this. It is essentially a place where you can come on and you can message a bunch of private suppliers on here. I added 2 more yesterday. There's about 3 or 4 more in the pipeline to get in. They're vetted, they're trusted, they're used. Because everyone on the platform uses these suppliers, you know you're in a safe place. But what I would do is you can come in, you can click message on one of them. You then say, hey, look, I want to find this product. Send them the link, send them some photos. Can you source this for me? And maybe they can, maybe they can't, but they have access to all the factories out there. They know if this product's going to be made in China, made out in the factories in China, being drop shipped or not. So Supplier Mafia is definitely the place you want to be. Okay, so I've decided to come away from clocks. That's fine. The point of me doing these videos is it's raw. I don't know where I'm going to be ending up, which makes it more authentic, right? I'm actually finding these products, giving you my verdict going through. So I've gone into reefs and door hangers. Now it is coming to September, Q4 especially. These reefs, autumn, Halloween, Christmas, reefs sell like absolute hotcakes. So we want to be looking through. You've got this personalized reef here. This is nice. So it's personalized because of the bow. You can and add some letters to it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You know, that's pretty nice. This looks AI. So we're going to keep going down this little rabbit hole, but I'm not really finding anything with Everbee that is screaming to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow the search down here. We're going to go just to reefs and we're going to go reefs here. So here we have some new listings, 176. And what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the Etsy Mafia extension. Again, if you want this, you need to get into Diamond. Diamond members have access to it. We're going to come through, click some of these listings, and I'm going to paste them in here. Orange flowers, artificial reef is probably what I'm going to put there. Autumn reef for black door. That's a nice little marketing angle there. Let's just do autumn reef now so we have it precise. So we've got 4 keywords in this tool. And then we've got some filters. So shop reviews below 500. That means the review count here is less than 500. The listing reviews, which is reviews for the actual listing, below 50. It's 90 days or younger. The shop is no more than 6 months. Its earliest arrival is at least 7 days from today, meaning they're drop shipping. It's physical items. We're going to scan 5 keywords. It's got to have the bestseller tag. And what I will do here is start keyword queue. Let that run and we'll see what we can find. So it didn't pull up any door reefs, but what it did pull up was this quilted maple leaf table runner. So we'll open that. So it's 40 euros. It's a bestseller. 1 month on Etsy, 68 sales by Pressy Depot. The most AI slop thing I've ever seen. 68 sales, 1 month. They're all table runners, 18 listings. We'll do the little soul trick. So it's this maple table leaf runner. Now I did have a little look here on AliExpress and it got me thinking. It's August, it's going to be September, which means it's going to be October, which means Halloween. So, you know, lots of Halloween purchases going to be coming in. Now take a look. This is what we're after, this quilted style table leaf and we just want to see what else there is. Find some other ones on the market. Here we go. We've got some nice products. We've got some different size variations. I would be rather happy to get this stuff selling. We've got proof of concept, which is this store. Now they're on a 3.9. The quality is lacking, took too long. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's not like the picture, all the quality is Walmart or below. So that is why I'd be using Supplier Mafia. I'd be getting quality assurance done. We know we can sell these for rather high, so we can increase the budget we spend on COGS to get a much more higher quality product. So we see it's 1 month, 288 favorites. Now the really cool thing about this extension is I can ongoingly rescan them and keep up to date with their metrics. So this is the website where you can manage it all on. Now I do put in a public products database on here too. Here's some that I've just scraped over time, but you see I build up essentially, you can build up essentially your own history log of these products that all meet your criterias all through this extension here. It is super, super simple. But now the next step is we've decided this is what we want to sell. Now it's time to generate some content for our product. And for this, I'm going to use Higgsfield to generate some photos. Now, if you don't have Higgsfield, you can use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT for GPT Image Gen 2. But I have just cooked up a little prompt like this, what is essentially going to recreate our competitor's image, but put in our table runner in. And once we've got that, that is when we can start playing around with it, right? We can say, okay, let's restructure the table. Let's restructure the event, the season, the coloring, the shadows, you know. Who is this product going to be for, and base it around that. Now, in the meantime, what I did was found some other competitors in the table runner style niche, right? Now, this is a runner rug, table runner, table runner, table runner. These are all best sellers on stores of, you know, medium sizes. So, you know, 2.9K sales, 2 years, 2 months, 230 sales, 1.5 years, nearly 7K sales. So what I did was I fed these titles into ChatGPT, and I wanted to make our own title for this product, leveraging the existing research that these listings have done. So my title is now curated around those competitors. What keywords do they keep using? What keywords keep popping up? If I wanted to go a step further, I would use tools like Everbean Search to really manage the trend lines and examine them and see which ones I want to dive into. But for an entry point, this is going to do. Then I got it to make a description and cook up some tags too. Now, Higgsfield is still generating, so we will wait for that. So now we've got our finished image. We can see the table runner, and it is basically mimicking the concept from the competitor, but with the design we fed in, right? Now, obviously, what I would do here is, as I said, I'd be playing around with what else is in this image. Now, we know this image works because it's doing well for a competitor, okay? But then we just need to make sure it's going to work well for us. This is a different style of product. This isn't the maple leaf and such, right? So next steps is just keep generating more images. This product, I believe, has 2 different variations and they are the same size. So I'll be getting one generated for the other image, for the other variation too, getting similar images, building out my listing and turning this listing into, 5, 10, this one product into 5 to 10 different listings, okay? So it really is that simple. Etsy really is this simple. Now, along the way here, what have we learned? We've learned we need to use Etsy as our truth of data. That is our final bastion of when it comes to product research, right? That never lies. The data that Etsy gives you is bulletproof, and that's why the product research tool in Diamond is so phenomenal, because it is 100% based on Etsy data. Now, we started out looking at clocks, then into reefs, and then we hit table runners. We stayed within our home decor niche, but we hit other sub niches along the way. We weren't stuck in our ways. We were willing to change our ideas and our paths. We never got emotionally attached to anything. We simply followed the data, and the data leads us to money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. All of the tools are ready at your disposal. It is so easy to win nowadays. All you need to do is put the time and effort in.